I'm Courtney.
And I'm Emily.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Connor.
And this is Cheers to That. You got a cheers.
Listen, guys, we're finally here. How many weeks of requests have we had to have the guys on?
Since the first episode.
Actually, before we even launched.
You know what? You're so right. We haven't even released an episode without everyone asking the guys to join us. So ask and you shall receive, unless you're asking for feet pics. That is a no-fly zone. But
we keep getting those.
We do keep getting those requests. But
we keep putting up those boundaries, and it's not working for us.
It's not working. Someone requests every day for me to send feet pics. So unless, show me the money first, and then I'll be interested.
Someone even requested our socks.
Yes.
Which is,
yes.
We use socks to protect ourselves. What do you think about this feet pic venture, Matt?
I think you guys need to capitalize on it. I didn't even want to wear my shoes or socks. I'm like, hey, if y'all aren't going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, get those feet out there, Matt. I'm sure there's a big market for weird manly feet.
Probably a market for
I'm sure there is.
Get those dogs out.
Let me see them dogs.
So I'm sure y'all all know by now whose is whose, but Matt is Courtney's husband. That's one that just said he was going to sell his feet.
Hello.
And Connor is my husband.
I'll also sell my feet. I'll do almost anything for money.
You have to talk into the mic. You can't just talk.
It's fine. They'll figure it out.
Here first.
Oh my God.
Beard pics,
y'all,
feet pics.
The mics.
You want toenail clipping?
Babe.
It's
the mic has to be by your mouth. If you're just talking into the universe, no one's hearing you.
I think they'll hear it. We can check later.
Also, I just spit everywhere. Also, I put the mic to your face and you talked 10 times quieter than you've been talking this whole time.
Well, I didn't want to yell into it.
He doesn't want to sound like me whenever I'm laughing.
Oh my
God.
I'm pretty sure you just did it there. Where do you guys look? Because, from my perspective, I'm always looking at you guys. But, I don't know, should I be staring right at the camera?
What a good question.
We just make intense eye contact the entire time at each other.
So do Matt and I just stare at each other? Or do we stare at you?
No, you just you stare at who is talking, but also not stare. You just make eye contact. I look around a lot. Sometimes I
make eye contact with multiple people at one time.
Well, we shouldn't be talking more than one person at a time, Connor.
Y'all haven't figured that out yet.
Hey, we've improved. We have improved.
After episode 10.
Yeah. Episode 10 finally figured it out.
So I didn't realize this was a roast session.
Well, and also that I'm going to get an arm workout trying to reach for Connor's mouth with the mic before he talks. I'm having to do reflexology over here and try to get there and anticipate his movement.
You're going to have major biceps
now you
after
understand
this.
how heavy these microphones are and why mic stands don't last.
These mics are kind of heavy.
They are, yes.
Okay, well, let's actually, get on topic here. What?
Let's get into it.
This is your weekly podcast where we talk all things
motherhood.
Mom,
this week, parenthood.
Yes, parenthood,
marriage,
and
laugh at everything in between.
Yes, so welcome.
Back.
Welcome back, people.
If this is your first episode, please go listen to something else first because this is a train wreck so far.
Background information.
This is off to a rocky start. It's usually a little more polished than this. Not much, but a little bit.
Gold.
But
send it to the top 10.
Okay.
We'll see what our numbers push on this one.
Yeah, probably high because that's what happens with the guys.
We'll have to do a spinoff.
No spinoffs allowed around here.
Please stop strategizing about overshadowing our podcast before we even start. We've been doing this for 5 minutes.
You know what? Godspeed.
That's right.
Matt's wearing a hat that says Godspeed. So.
Because Matt stole my hat and he insists that it's his, even though we agreed at the concert I was getting the hat and you got the koozie.
No, we got the hat and we got the koozie.
Wait, him getting the koozie and you getting an article of clothing is not a fair trade.
I want this $60 hat. You get this $10 koozie.
He wanted the koozie.
And clearly also the hat.
Yeah, apparently. He should have bought 2 of them because I wear this all the time and I always have to adjust it back to my small little petite head.
After your big old melon head gets in it.
I didn't know that was a tough task. I'm just these little
2 snaps. I'm not going to make it.
Buttons.
Shit, this was a bad idea.
My little rat claws can't do it.
Oh my God. Connor!
Cut!
No, this is a great idea, Connor. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we need to get into the depth of our episode. We need to
After what Connor just said that we're going to edit out. That's not in it because y'all can't hear it. The first thing you're gonna hit us with is meat.
We're gonna
Let's get into
dig
the
our
meat.
rat claws into the meat of this episode.
Stop, babe. I'm gonna have to bleep it.
That's fine.
Okay, so we have some questions for you guys, and I want you guys to take this very serious.
Wait, I want to start with getting their perspectives on like just how much they love us and all the things. Can you tell the world our love story?
I think Matt should start.
Quick, Matt, name 10 things you love about me.
Let's see. I love your podcast. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh.
8 of these things I can't say on the podcast.
Y'all. Oh my god.
Okay.
Dirty socks.
Babe, shut up.
Okay, how about this? If you had one piece of advice for marriage for people, what would you say?
Compromise and flexibility is huge. Being able to talk and communicate. I mean, it's not just one thing. If you're basing your marriage off of one piece of advice, you're failing. Because
Okay.
it's a whole thing.
Okay, I like
That
that.
was too good of an answer. That's pretty much what I was going to say.
Connor's like, copy paste.
Yeah, copy's like ditto.
Control C, Control V.
Jesus Christ. Well, I want to hear though, like I want Matt to tell just a quick, brief thing like about how y'all met. And
I love
like,
that because we haven't talked about that. This is
No,
a
I don't think we really have.
great episode to introduce how our love story began.
And Matt saw you through the preschool playground.
Oh my God.
Just staring through the fence, breathing heavy.
So I drove by 4K one day.
No one knows what a 4K is in Texas.
No. So my mom, she worked at a pharmacy at the town I grew up in, and I went there to pick something up, and I saw Courtney there for the first time. I was like, oh wow, she's really cute. And then I asked my mom, I'm like, hey, who is that working down there? She's really, good looking. And she goes, oh, well, Patty said that she was saying the same thing about you. She wants your number. Like, do y'all want to exchange numbers? I said, yeah. And then
Spicy.
the rest is history.
Well, and fun fact about this, whenever he walked into the pharmacy, so I had worked with his mom for months and like heard all about him. You guys know this story, but I'm telling it into the abyss. I had heard all about him and I worked there because my Aunt Patty was the pharmacist there. And whenever he walked in, I was like, ooh, who's this like hulky man? Like, like it was just, sorry, we have gremlins trying to come in. We hired a babysitter, y'all. But anyways, fun fact, like years later, we were talking to your mom about the story of how we exchanged numbers. And she's like, oh no, your Aunt Patty and I set that up for you guys. And like, I thought he was attractive, obviously, but I wasn't the one like, oh, I need his phone number. And you weren't either. They had set that up. We're going to pause for a minute.
The door's literally locked.
Dragging him out.
Oh, what a gift. No, I love that they set y'all up. I think it's so cute because how many like actual success stories are there about people getting set up by family members? Like very few, in my opinion.
Very few that I know of.
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
So Emily and I actually had kind of met before. Similar situation. Saw each other from across the gym at the CrossFit place that her parents.
Believe it or not,
Worked
ladies
out
and
at.
gentlemen, she did work out.
Yeah,
She was a CrossFit
single time.
Oh.
And then I never saw her there again. I was like, oh, finally somebody that's not 40. And then she's like, see ya. And then she stalked me from a distance for like a year.
Stalked is
No.
a strong word.
She's always like, ooh, his car's parked there. I was like, yeah, that's where I work. Thank you for acknowledging that. But anyways, then she started following me on Instagram. I hit that up. But
You slid into her DMs?
yeah. But
What'd you ask for?
yeah, I didn't know that she knew that my sister and mom both were hairdressers, but I asked her for a haircut. And I'd never paid for a haircut in my life. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then pretty much talked until like 1 a.m. Went to Whataburger, almost choked and died. Fun times.
Fun fact, Connor almost choked to death the first 3 times we ate together, like ate a meal together.
Is it because he was so nervous?
Yeah, it's because he was just like so struck by my beauty. I know that you probably didn't get that from him saying like when he first saw me, he was just excited that I wasn't 40. Not that he was like so attracted, this beautiful like light of his life walked into the gym. It was like, oh, by default, you, hey. And also I wanted to defend myself. I did not stalk him. He worked next door to the gym and I knew what kind of car you drove.
Okay.
And it was on my way.
Continue.
It was on my way home. So I'd always look over and be like, oh, Connor's there. But I didn't ever say anything to you or know anything about you.
Did you follow him home?
Yeah, I just like sniffed his pillows and so I'm just kidding. No.
This is better than the Notebook.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty much it. And then we fell in love.
Aww.
But then the first day I also said that I was going to marry you and you thought I was psycho.
That is very true. So Connor came to my parents' house. I had actually just moved back in with my parents and Connor, I don't even know why you ended up coming over. Like we were just talking, you're like, do you want to hang out? And I was like, I guess so. So you came to my parents' house, but it was like 10 o'clock at night because you got off work super late when I worked at that shop. And we sat in the driveway literally all night until the sun was up the next morning when you like left. Like I think you left at 8 a.m. and then you were like, let's hang out and go swimming at my house later. And I think I slept for 2 hours that night.
Yeah.
It's probably the most you've ever talked in
No,
your
he
life.
catfished me because he talked so much.
Gotcha.
And
I mean, I don't know if I talked that much. Probably did.
you did. I was like half asleep and you kept talking and I was like, is this guy going to leave? And then he told me, well, then I was like, if I don't get food, like I'm going to sleep. And so at 3 a.m, we had our first technically date at Whataburger. And then you ripped a tree out for my parents in the front yard. And I was like, hubba. He's so.
And it was a palm tree. It was not easy.
You just ripped it out.
With his bare hands. I was like, this guy's a man.
That's what the CrossFit's for. Gives you the little extra power.
I don't think I was working out then because this was like a year after.
Yeah, at least. But yeah, then that was it. But he did tell me he was going to marry me the first night we met. And I was like, okay, creep. I'm pretty sure I was like, all right, stalker. And joke's on me because.
You were stalking me previously.
Well, I had to play it cool like I wasn't a stalker. But Connor bought my engagement ring, I think like 3 months later.
Yeah. I think it was like October, December, something like that.
Those are different months, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm saying one of those two.
I want to interject here.
Go ahead.
Wasn't there a previous episode whenever like a writer or someone commented and said like this guy said he wanted to marry me on the first day and you guys were like, oh, them boys are crazy. And then Connor
You know, that's a great question, and I'd have to go back and roll the tapes. Honestly, I think Courtney might have said that he was crazy, and I feel like I might have said that Connor told me that too, and that it was romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, well, that's different because you guys are still together. So
Checks out.
Read between the lines.
I forgive the transgression.
That's Courtney math.
Courtney math. Well, all of these years later, here we are. 2 kids later, and now I've not only teaching, but I've started I would like to say successful podcast, but we'll leave successful out of it until
successful feels good. I tell people a moderately successful podcast. There are ones that are doing worse than us.
Yes.
There are also a lot that are doing better, and that's okay.
We have goals. So what did you think of whenever we came to you and said we wanted to start a podcast? What were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I wasn't really shocked by it. I mean,
Why?
why? Because you guys love to talk. Like,
Okay.
it's a known fact. But I was like, no, I think there's something that would be right up y'all's alley, and I feel like if y'all pursue this, like y'all two would be the ones to like blow up a podcast. To be honest with you.
Dreams. Matt is our biggest supporter in
Yeah.
life, and
He
Connor's
was-
our humbler.
Well, Matt was willing to buy a billboard for us. And I said, no, you're not pasting my face
Matt
on
literally-
the interstate.
You know, every time I see a billboard that's like for sale, I'm like, was Matt here? Is Matt putting this in front of my face so that we'll buy a billboard? Because Matt's like, we need people to listen. It's $500 a month. We're getting a
No,
billboard.
For downtown Houston, prime real estate billboard, it's like, was it for like 5 weeks? It's like $4,000 or something. I'm like, you guys did your photo shoot. They look great. We could get a QR code. We could put y'all's faces in the QR
A
code.
QR code.
Whatever.
Yeah,
something that you
sitting in
scan.
traffic,
when you're
like-
sitting in traffic,
Yeah.
because that's the best place to do it. And like, oh, let's listen to something while I'm stuck. And boom, all of a sudden your following starts going up.
I'm not saying it's a terrible idea. I just like
It's a lot of money to invest.
Matt and I are
The first 4,000 we make, then we'll do it.
Matt and I are so on the same wavelength with like how we wanted to start this podcast though, because Matt and I are like, let's spend some money. Let's buy the most expensive mics, the most expensive soundboard. And Courtney and Connor are like, we always joke that like you and Connor are the same, me and Matt are the same. And that's why our friendship works.
Yes.
Because we're married, like we're best friends and married to each other, basically. So, that Courtney and Connor are like looking on Facebook Marketplace for like used mics and stuff. And Matt and I are like, no, all it's going to take is $5,000 to make this really good.
What makes me skip a video on social media faster than anything else is if I listen to it and it's just terrible sound quality. I'm just like,
100%.
like it could be the best content ever, but if it sounds like shit, skip. I no time of day. So I'm just like, we can't afford that if you're wanting to blow up.
Yeah. Start out like you're going to hold out. I agree. Yes. Matt, you're looking at me, but you don't have to convince me, buddy. I will ball out so hard. Like
I'm looking at you because I know you'll nod. Yes.
Yeah. Matt and Emily will both walk into a store. They're like, oh, that looks really nice. Most expensive thing in the store.
We do have that talent. That's for sure.
What did Connor think about us starting a podcast?
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same thing. Like, y'all are like, ooh, we love to talk. And, like, y'all click so well. So it's like, it's just easy to flow and do stuff, I guess.
Are you going to say that you think we're going to blow up and be famous and too cool for you?
I mean, this is the only podcast I listen to. So, like, if everybody else also listens to it, I think I'm cool. So.
And I do think that you're the purveyor of culture and what is relevant. So, yeah, that's a really good point. Good point.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I feel like y'all need. Well, y'all don't need it, but I need that board that y'all had with. Like,
So, fun fact, we don't use anything now to base off our episodes. Like, we don't use a whiteboard anymore.
The Gen Zs call that raw dogging.
Yes, we like to raw dog our episodes.
You heard it here first.
Just a flight, just looking at the screen. Nothing.
That's the episode name, Raw Dog.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Let them dogs out. Should be the episode.
Okay, so our next question for you guys is, now I know you just gave marriage advice and you said there's not one single piece of advice, but what do you think makes a good dad? Because now we're going to move away from the podcast talk and we want to move into our segment with parenthood. And what do you think makes a good dad? And especially because the tides have turned. Like, generations before us, they did as best as they could.
Yeah.
But it just looks different now.
Oh,
it
absolutely.
looks different for your generation of men.
Mm-hmm.
What makes a good dad?
My first, two takes on this. My first thought is someone who's always there for the kids, someone who provides, someone who's a leader, teaches them things. But like another part of me is like, we always see how we were raised and we always be like, all right, we want to do better than our parents. And I feel like that's every generation. So I feel like as a parent and all the parents out there, is our job to do better than our parents did. And our kids will do the same, because they'll probably be like, I can't believe mom and dad did this. They're, they screwed us up, blah, 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 blah. But I think that's our job.
And your second take?
That was the second.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
I just like a leader and provider.
Oh, sorry. I just associated.
And be there for everything too. Like, be present with the kids.
So I want to ask you now, what do you think makes a good dad? If you can come up with different.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hard part. I mean, with our job, it's just kind of hard with like the hours and stuff we work, but you just have to like take advantage of the time you do have. So, I mean, I think it's just hard to like balance life and work and all that stuff. So, I mean, just doing the best you can. Try to make them be the best they can be and best you can be.
Well, I think too, it's interesting to me because women always talk about, we have I'm going to go blank on the word, we
like,
have
we're default parents, or we've got the privilege, or
the default
direction?
parent. Yeah, like we have the mental load of keeping the house running, right? Like I think that a lot of women default to that, but something Matt has pointed out to me that I've learned from is he has the mental load, the default of that provider
Providing.
role. And as much as I like to say, like, well, I provide too, it's just, I think it needs to be talked about more that men also have a mental load.
Absolutely.
And it just looks a lot different.
Yeah. And I think like it's really easy as women because we're all on Instagram, like having little infographics and like illustrations being like, being the default parent's so hard. Men don't do anything. And it's like, we have to also remember, like you're saying, the pressure and weight to provide for a family is a lot. And that it doesn't look the same in every household, but like our situation is the exact same. Connor and Matt work for the same company, doing the same job. Courtney and I work for the same company, doing the same job. So our situation is very similar. But there's that part of it. And then also like the supportive part where like, yes, we may be like making the appointments and like keeping track of those things mentally, but like they're having to deal with us while we're doing these things. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, you look like you have something to say there.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
No, it was a great take. Good job.
Thank you. I'm so wise. Anything to add, Connor?
No, I mean, I think it's just balancing.
Do you want to like just kind of back up what I just said and say you don't have to deal with me, you get the privilege?
Definitely a privilege.
Yeah.
Very convincing.
Yeah. He's being held here against his will. Yeah, I've given him Stockholm Syndrome.
Wait, I saw that we had a request and someone wants to know what the Squidward voice actually sounds like.
Well, they shouldn't.
Yeah, that's the whole show, right? this is what it sounds like.
Does it hurt your feelings that you're compared to Squidward frequently?
No, I mean, I used to cry, but it's fine.
The drama. No.
Not bringing out the emotions card on us.
Okay. No, your sisters actually say I have a Squidward voice too. I think we have consistently made each other more nasally as time goes on.
It's funny.
Yeah, I think we're just both monotoned.
Yes.
But I think the longer you're married to someone, you like feed off of them, and like Matt and I's laughs have morphed together.
Oh, y'all's laughs are crazy.
I used to have a normal laugh.
Okay.
And then once I married Courtney, it just like over the years, it was just been like,
you know,
a downhill fall.
Connor's family, like Connor's mom especially, your laugh is like one of her favorite things. She cracks up if I show her a video and you're in the background and you're like, and she's always like, is that Matt? I'm like, yes, that's Matt's freaking laugh.
Who'd you mistake it for?
No, that's our pet hyena. No, y'all's laughs make us laugh. I feel like Connor and I are more like silent laughers.
Yeah.
So
if you cackle though, you know you got like I got you good if you cackle.
If I cackle, it's like a scream, and it's like it scares everyone, including myself, because I don't expect it.
It's like a high pitched screech. It's like,
okay. Yeah, cool. Anything else, guys?
I want to know who's requesting us, and then after this episode, I'm curious to see how many requests you can get at her. Like, all right, one and done. All right, we heard them. That's it.
I had to go on private because all of Emily's students were trying to add me. So if you come follow me, I'll know that you were the one who requested me.
Okay, FBI agent.
And yeah, like it's not a secret.
Yeah, just let it rip. Everybody could always use more followers. It'll be good when we do our spinoff podcast.
Stop trying to market for yourself.
It'll be like called In My Defense, but from all the stories y'all tell about
it. The drama.
What actually happened? Dun dun dun.
Oh, not them singing a song. A little.
If you're not watching
Law and Order SVU.
Listen,
intro.
you don't want us to start it because I will buy a billboard.
literally
We're gonna be
great.
double in the red. It's gonna be really fun.
Be like lawyer ad, Connor and I.
And it's just like y'all would never do a photo shoot, just the two of you. So it's just you guys like weirdly standing straight up next to each other.
Or just an AI version of them because they won't do a photo shoot.
And they Photoshop like muscles onto them. They're like, oh yeah, we're really buff. I mean, just kidding. You guys are really buff. You don't need Photoshop. Oopsie.
We have one last question. Do you want to do this one?
I forgot it.
Oh, where's the whiteboard at? You don't need
Okay.
We're raw dogging it.
So, what is your biggest dad trauma that you've had?
Sorry.
What's your biggest dad trauma? And who wants to go first?
Connor, go first on this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I've had some like scary dreams, but that's not like real
That's
dad traumas.
dad trauma though.
Yeah,
Having
not good. Well, I mean, probably like 4 or 5 that made me feel a little uncomfortable. But I don't know. Whenever I let him fall that one time, he hit his face really bad.
Oh, yeah. So that's kind of a really mild summary of what happened. So I was at a baby shower. Fielding wasn't even walking yet. No, I don't even think he was 1. I think he was just standing up on the windowsill. And
He's obsessed with that windowsill.
yeah, we've got these like lower windowsills in our kitchen, and he was standing by one, and he like lost his balance, fell, hit his face on the windowsill, and Connor's like, "Hey, girl, like I'm at this baby shower. I'm gone for 2 hours." This is also like one of the first times that you have had like the opportunity to watch him by yourself. So I'm like, okay, keep him alive. And then you're like, he fell. It's not that bad. He's going to be okay. And I was like, okay, but like, how bad is not that
like
bad?
send me pictures. I need to know.
He sends me pictures. There was like a cut under his eye. Like he hit him, and this could have happened to anybody. I think it's just funny because it happened to Connor, but he like split his eye like a black eye situation, like a shiner. And so he had a black eye for, I'm not kidding, 6 weeks. Like that thing was bruised deep. And Connor, I think, has never felt worse in his life.
Yeah. And it was like so weird. Like he didn't even fall that far. Like he was literally just like playing on the windowsill and just like fell. And he didn't even cry or anything. So it was weird.
It was just one of those like perfect storm situations. Yeah. But, of course it happened when you're by yourself. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, every time it's like, every time I leave you by yourself, he hurts himself. And then Emily's like, oh, he fell off the couch face first. Oopsies. Oh, he rolled off the bed. Oopsies. It's me. Just me only when he's with me.
Doesn't sound like me.
What was your reaction whenever he hit the windowsill? Fight or flight? Or freeze?
I got like the ice pack thing, and I was just putting it on his face, trying to make the swelling go down.
Okay, so it sounds like you were ready to jump into action then.
Yeah, I don't even know what trauma response that is. Connor doesn't get stressed. I think his heartbeat, like at all times, even when he's stressed, is probably 60 beats per minute.
I hit 42 the other day, according to our bed.
Are you dying?
No, he's literally dead.
And are you a vampire?
Meanwhile, I'm on something to calm me down.
No, literally at 120 all the time.
Yeah, my resting heart rate is 90. No, mine literally.
No wonder y'all talk so fast.
Okay, Matt.
We got to do the same beat as our heartbeat, and they're like,
all right, bitch.
Y'all don't even let each other finish each other's sentences. You're just like, yeah, we did. Yep, that's what we did.
Yeah, we don't have to.
We're telepathic.
Yeah, but then how do you even know what you're talking about? There's so many things
we
that could happen in a day.
We don't finish each other's sentences. We finish each other's
sandwiches.
Or thoughts.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going to say?
Good night. I know whenever I first started when y'all first started out, I was making some TikToks and trying to break it up to split or end the scene. I had to narrow it down and zoom it. No, down to 8,000th of a second. Do y'all know how quick that is? I'm zoom, 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 zoom.
Zoom. You can't even read y'all's lips because they never stop moving.
No,
it's just a consistent thing. I'm zoomed in, just staring at y'all's lips, and I'm like, that looks like an A. And I cut it there.
I will say we have gotten a lot better at that because we realized very quickly that making clips for TikTok and Instagram and stuff, when we're talking so fast and cutting each other off is literally impossible. And whenever you're editing, in the editing software we use, you can zoom in, he's saying super far. But when you get to the 80th or 800th of a millisecond, it's so impossible.
You're maybe we should slow down just a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Maybe one half breath in between.
Yeah,
too much.
Y'all don't pass out. Face just turns blue. You're too many words. 8,000 words a minute.
It's honestly impressive. But, okay, Matt.
AI speech to text would be so confused. It's what's happening?
Our captions are crazy.
We have to go through and edit our
it's
captions.
Just random letters together because it's they can't keep up with what's happening. Y'all are just blending together.
Sorry, we're so in sync.
Okay, Matt, what's your dad trauma?
All right. Well, I want to do 2 because
you have 2 kids.
2 kids. First, we'll go with Addie. It was basically my welcome to parenthood moment because everyone's oh, just wait till they pee on you or poop on you and throw up on you. I'm oh, okay, yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen. No, the first night at our house, I'm changing Addie and I pull her diaper off and I go to put a new one on and she's, oh, sorry, right here. We good? Okay. And she, I go to put it on and she pees all over my arm. Oh man. So I wipe it up and then I pick her up, put her on my shoulder to grab another one, and all of a sudden she goes, and I look, and she threw up on my back, and I went to like cradle her down, and on the way down, she shits onto my arm. So it was literally the first time I changed her diaper. I got peed on, I got thrown up on,
You got the trifecta.
I was like, all right, I knew this was gonna happen. I didn't know it was gonna happen night one.
All at once.
All at once. So I was just like, all right.
I didn't even know what was going on with her, that she had needed to do that many bodily functions at one time.
It's probably because I was holding her, not her mom.
She's like,
just
I'm
really upset
furious.
her. She goes, wait, you're a stranger. I don't know you. Where's my mom?
It was her defense mechanism. She's just like, get away from me. I'm going to excrete everything I can onto you. That's amazing. Okay, and your Tucker trauma?
Tucker, this one pops up to me. Something that happened recently. Him and I were in the shower together. And, I have him, he's standing in the shower and he usually plays with the toys or whatnot in the bottom of the shower. And I'm just washing my hair and soap's going on. And I'm just, my eyes are closed. All of a sudden, I get a little tug. I look down and Tucker's, he's like, it's just grabbing me. And I'm just like, get off me, child.
It's like, what the hell is that thing?
That's like when Emily did that to Fielding, and then she slapped it. It was like, haha, and then Fielding would not leave me alone about it.
I thought it'd be funny to teach him to punch you in the wiener.
Yeah, but then they become obsessed with it, and you're like, stop.
Yeah, every morning he tries to put his foot on it. I'm like, get away from me.
I can't wait for the kids to hear this podcast in 10 years. If the legacy lives on and their classmates are going to be making fun of them for touching
I know. We have to bury.
dongles.
Yeah, we have to bury this.
Wait, hold on. Odds that our kids actually listen to one single episode.
Zero.
I hope it's zero.
Zero.
Yeah, probably 0.
If I had to guess.
0.5%.
0.5%. 2 zeros, 0.5%. I'll say 5% by one child.
Okay.
I don't know how to do math, so I'm like, okay.
I mean, technically, they've probably listened to it in the car at some point.
Shh. That's true.
Yeah.
That wasn't their choice.
Yeah. By choice.
Whatever.
All right. Well, I think that about sums
Wraps
up
you guys
everything.
up. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. No.
What were your thoughts about being on the pod? Was it scarier and harder than you thought it was going to be?
Not really. Just ready for the spinoff.
Yeah.
You were a little nervous. You have to admit.
I was a little nervous. I was like, I don't know where to look, how to
It's
talk.
definitely, yeah.
But once we
like
started
that.
talking, it's
What
easy.
you do with your hands.
Matt was so cute. He was like, "What do I wear? What do I need to put on?" I'm like, "Just wear what you have on. It's
That's
okay."
fine.
I'm like, do I expose my feet? I don't know.
The answer is always yes, according to our subscribers.
Load it up
What?
on YouTube.
Oh, your feet?
Yeah.
Load it up on YouTube. Get it on
I'll get
that
right on it.
YouTube.
I don't know the lingo.
Okay. Well,
Obviously.
you guys are free to disappear if you'd like.
Oh, are y'all continuing?
I mean, we can. Yeah.
I mean, we need to talk about what we're reading, watching, listening.
Yes. Okay.
Do y'all want to stay for that?
I don't read.
I hope we got that because we were
Okay.
trying to move the mic to his face. Connor just said he doesn't read, so
I don't read.
Yeah, I haven't really been watching anything either besides kids' movies.
No, literally same. Courtney's like, and then I watch this and I watch this and I'm like, when? When are you doing this?
this week I have not had very much time at all. So honestly, I haven't started anything new. We're still watching House of Dragon. Apparently, spoilers are a big no-no. I had people texting me like, "You spoiled the show for me."
Surprise.
That was the very first episode of the second season. I'm on season 1. I didn't spoil it. I just gave a 30-minute dissertation.
So I'm trying to hold back here,
Courtney.
people. I'm reining it in.
Quote from Courtney. Apparently spoilers are a no-no. Welcome to just reality.
You put that on a t-shirt. Cheers to that. Spoilers or no.
Spoilers? No, I hope not. Did I?
I don't know. Something just hit my hair.
Oh. I just
Matt's
elbowed
ghost.
you.
God.
Fight your demons.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Anyways, I mean, we don't really have any updates. We did get to go out on a little parent night last night, which was super
Yes.
fun. So I had scheduled a babysitter to come over for Matt and I to go out on a date. And then Emily and Connor were hanging out. And they're like, well, what if we just ask her if she can watch Fielding too?
because we can't let you guys go on a date
And
by yourselves.
then we went and we tried out a new place, like a brewery type situation with good food. And then we went bowling.
Yes.
And it was super fun.
And
I had a
honestly,
great time.
I'm really shocked by the amount of collective strikes we all bowled. And I'm not being sarcastic. I know it's hard to tell. We all got a lot of strikes.
Should we join a bowling team?
Oh man, bowling league, I'm down.
When do we have time for that?
This is imaginary, okay? I'm just
In a perfect world,
We can start a Wii bowling
Yeah, that's
tournament
what I'm
or
thinking.
Nintendo Switch one.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch
But
bowling.
it was really fun, and we
It was
actually were really good. It's
Yeah.
like our golfing.
I'm professional. I'm going to go pro in golfing and bowling.
I mean, I think all combined we didn't even hit 300.
Okay,
Perfect game.
but we got a lot of strikes, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
in bowling,
It felt good to get strikes.
Yeah.
Don't talk about the collective score. That's rude. The score doesn't matter. It's how it feels.
yeah, that's what
It
you guys.
sounds like the same thing y'all were talking about golf. And you're like, yeah, we're really good.
But it also sounds like how you guys talk about golf. Like the score doesn't really matter. I had a good game. Oh, really? You had a good
I
game?
don't think that's ever happened.
Courtney's getting a death stare from that.
I'm like, no.
This is why we have to be on here. Fact checks.
Yeah, in my defense, that's not true.
No actual defense, just no. God. Okay, well, I think I told you I'm reading Kingdom of Ash. Courtney's reading
Throne of Glass.
She's more than halfway through.
It's so good. It's going really fast. I couldn't put it down the other night, and I just kept reading and read until way too late. But thankfully, my new job allowed me to take a little nap on my lunch break. So
Lunch break.
Well, we did, I guess while the guys are here, we can talk about this a little bit. I did have a Mom Trump submission that I forgot to share like 3 weeks ago. Sorry, Taylor. But her daughter is, I want to say 1.5, 2. Maybe older than that. Maybe 2.5. And she was running in their kitchen. They have tile floors. Slipped, hit her chin, split that shit open. Had to get stitches.
Poor baby.
What would you do? WWCD. What would Connor do?
I mean, yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I feel like try to cover it up the best you can.
That's what I'm saying though. Like if your kid has a gaping wound on their face, like I don't even know what step 1 is.
Matt?
Yeah, I mean, just a wet rag and just hold pressure on there and then take them to the emergency.
I'll definitely be. My heart rate would be elevated. I know one time, Courtney, you were clipping Addie's toenails or fingernails when she was a kid. You remember that?
When she
And
was a kid, she's 4.
Or okay, sorry, when she was baby,
She was a baby.
and you missed and you clipped like the tip of her finger and it was bleeding everywhere. I couldn't get it to stop. She wouldn't let me put pressure on it, and I was like, oh man, maybe we need to go to the ER.
Seeing your kids
That
in pain is
literally
terrible.
was-
When Fielding cut his finger on the
tripod thing. Yeah, that
Matt was
scary.
literally ready to go to the ER, and I texted my aunt, and she's like, well, how bad is the gash? I was like, it's literally like the tiniest thing. She was like, just hold pressure. Do not go
Yeah.
to the emergency room for
No.
this. But that was his instinct, was like, I need to get this fixed.
Yes. I don't know. I'm just like, what would happen though if that happened and Fielding has a gaping wound and then I pass out?
you're getting left.
Sick.
Or what happens?
Unless you're bleeding too, then I guess I have to carry both of y'all per usual.
Good
Whenever
luck.
both of y'all fall asleep, and then it's like, all right, which one do I fight first to try to get into bed?
Do you wait? This is fun. I didn't think about this. Do you think Fielding is more like you or me?
I feel like he's kind of like a combo because he's like kind of got your wild, crazy defiance,
Not the defiance.
Not me.
and then like my strong-headedness.
He is
doesn't give up.
He's literally the perfect combination of both of you.
Oh my
like
God, thank you so
50,
much.
50 straight down the middle. And then meanwhile, Matt is like, Adeline is literally
Yes, y'all got
your
one of
twin.
each.
Yeah. So Addie. Okay, here's the fun thing though, or funny thing, is that Addie's just like you, but when it goes to like what activity, like now she's like, you're like, let's go on a walk, let's go on a run. She goes, I don't want to do that. And-
Relatable, Addie.
but Tucker's like, he wants to be outside all the time, and like Connor and I, we work outside a lot, and like when I come home, like especially during the summertime, I'm like, I want to get out of this heat and cool off and be in some AC. And Courtney's like, let's go eat on the patio. Let's go outside. Let's go on a run."
Worst nightmare.
And then Addie's like, no, Mom, I'm good. And I'm like, yeah, Addie, I agree. And then Tucker's like, nah, I want outside. So he's like you in that sense too. So
But Tucker is so much more your disposition, Matt. It's so weird that y'all really got like one of each. Like I think that's what everyone hopes for when they have 2 kids, and you truly got it. But that's why we're so content to stop, because we already have
50-50.
an alarming combination.
It's actually 100-100 from him. You 100%
that makes sense.
you, 100%
He's got 200% personality.
Yes.
Yeah, he's basically 2 people.
Well, and I haven't said it yet because the kids had their first day of school on Wednesday, and we went together because they go to the same school. We split up to drop off the boys. So I go drop off Fielding, and Courtney goes and drops off Tucker. And then we have to walk to another building, like a different building across the parking lot, to Addie's classroom. And we walk in, and Addie is like saying one kid's her cousin, blah, blah, blah. And Courtney's like, that's not her cousin. And we were like, oh, but she will say Fielding's her cousin. She thinks Fielding in whatever class he's in is her cousin. And the Addie's teacher in a separate building has never taught my son goes, oh, are you Fielding's mom? And I was like, yes. Like,
what does that
terrified.
mean?
And I was like, yeah. And she goes, I've heard so much about him. I'm like, why? And then
Please, go on.
like, oh, he's just so cute. And I was like, oh God, he's a shithead. But we did later receive confirmation
Yes.
that he is perfect and a wonderful angel. So
You got confirmation, yes, down the drain pipe from someone else.
down the drain pipe.
Down the drain
Do you mean down the grapevine?
No, drain pipe.
I don't think it's down the grapevine. It's just heard through the grapevine. Both of y'all.
Courtney messes me up so bad with her phrasing that I...
Don't blame Courtney.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're your own person.
Okay, bitch.
Be yourself.
Shut up.
It's
Or
like listening to
Houstonian, be
podcasts
someone.
when y'all like trying to correct each other. And neither
And
one
both of us are wrong.
You're like,
Like,
no,
actually, I
Demi,
think this
it's
happened. And it's like,
And then we're just both wrong? Is that what y'all are saying?
We did that with an
because
actor.
neither of y'all will give up. Y'all are like, we're arguing our points. And then it's like, well, both of y'all are wrong. So at least that's good.
I'd rather be stupid together than smart alone.
Here, here.
Except for both of y'all think y'all are smart alone is the problem.
Okay, this is continuing to be a roast session.
Yeah, so anyways, I guess we're going to go now.
We're going to go take care of our kids.
Yeah, our poor
Let the babysitter
went off.
go.
I know, she's probably ready to
She's like, wait, this is how I'm spending my Saturday?
She's going back to college soon, so she's going to have fun and be away from this. Okay.
No cheers or jeers.
Oh, please. Before we go, cheers and jeers. I don't really have anything to share necessarily, so why don't we just let the boys do it?
Yes, I agree.
Matt, go ahead.
Oh shit, this backfired on me.
You started it.
Yeah, I guess so. So cheers is, I'm going to steal this one. I'm glad I went first. We got to go out, the 4 of us together, which hasn't happened since
Forever.
Ohio,
Mhm.
possibly.
I think
it feels
I
like
really
it.
think the last time that we went out, the 4 of us, was when I was pregnant with Fielding. We went to Topgolf. Or no, right before I got pregnant. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you were pregnant. You couldn't drink.
No, but there was one time we went, I think for your birthday, and we were taking shots. So that was the last time one of us wasn't pregnant or had a kid with them.
Yeah, so that
Wild.
was
It's like
pretty
4
fun.
years.
And let's see, my jeers is, well, that's work's gonna be crazy, I guess. And yeah, y'all gonna be
2 months.
y'all gonna
Single
be
parenting.
solo moms. So
No, we're not solo, we're together.
I'll
You're gonna come home and I'm just gonna be in your bed with Courtney and be like, hello.
You were in my bed last night. Like I was like, I went in there to go use the wrench, and I was like, no. She was trying
Not
to put
weird.
she was trying to put Fielding to sleep because we were like going to watch a movie or something, and you know our kids are so defiant that did not happen.
Not even close.
But like you had resorted to like putting Fielding in our bed to try to get him to like relax and like separate the kids, but I didn't realize you were in there. Open the door, I'm like, that's Emily in my side of the bed.
And then Emily's asleep, Fielding's awake.
That checks out. No, I do think it's funny the amount of times the guys have walked in and like we're all laying in someone's bed watching a movie and they're like, what the hell's going on? Like,
We're just chilling. We're just hanging out.
hanging out and this is our communal.
Imagine if y'all walked in and me and Matt were laying in the bed with the kids. Like,
I mean, that would be weird.
That would be weird.
Hold on. I got to point this out. This morning, okay, so Addie, she's the type of personality, when you tell her something, she does not forget it. And Connor
Facts.
forgot this fact. And last night, he's like trying to get her to go to bed, and he's like, I'll take you to donuts to get donuts in the morning.
she's like, are you going to come to breakfast with us? Are you going to come to breakfast with us? I was like, how about I just bring Fielding over and I'll take you to donuts in the morning? She's just like, okay, that sounds good.
Connor's like, anything for the love of God, go to bed.
Shut up.
Addie woke me up this morning going, Connor's taking me to breakfast. And I'm like, what? And I thought she was joking. Connor shows up.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, Connor did. I was like, why are you getting dressed? And he's like, I forgot I told Addie that we're getting breakfast.
And I had to text Connor. I'm like, hey, no biggie, but my daughter's like literally asked me 10 times if you're taking her for donuts. So I need to know like yes or no, because if it's a no, I can tell her. And he was like, oh, I'll get dressed and come over and take her to donuts.
Yeah.
So the guys took
I'm not gonna do that to her. That'd be mean.
so the guys took Addie and Fielding to donuts and then brought Tucker a donut back because Tucker and I got to spend some time together this morning, so it was good.
I got to spend some time by myself, and it was beautiful. Okay, your cheers and jeers?
I mean, I was gonna use going to the donut places. Cheers, but
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah. But I mean, jeers also going to West Texas for like a week and having to stay in Midland by myself doesn't.
You know what they say about Midland? It's the Vegas of Texas.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff there.
Just kidding. No one says that. If you're not from Texas, you may not know Midland, Texas is like
Desert.
oil filled, like nothing, not exciting place to go. So Connor's going there all week, and that really sucks. But
And working where the Field of Dreams, right, was?
The
Or the rookie? No,
rookie.
the rookie.
The
yeah.
rookie with the
Baseball movie.
Is that a movie?
you're barking up the wrong
with
tree.
Dennis
the Dennis
Quaid.
Quaid baseball movie.
You can give me as many details as you want. I don't know what you're talking about.
But the station we're working at is where that movie was filmed.
So are you going to meet Dennis Quaid?
No.
Okay.
He wasn't the actual guy. He just portrayed him in a movie.
Are you going to become a baseball player?
There's not a baseball field there.
Okay, I'm so confused.
It used to be there. It was called Big Lake because it used to be a lake, and now it's not there.
Sounds like Holes.
It's a big desert now. Yep.
Is this where Holes was filmed?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for
Fun
providing some
fact:
context.
the first Twisters was filmed right outside of Matt's hometown. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. They like the bar scene where like they're at the restaurant and their truck's getting worked on across the street, and then like they come outside and they break out into a fight or whatever. That was in my hometown.
Y'all are explaining movies to me, and I've never seen Twister.
we'll have to watch it. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
I want to see the new one.
It better be on next week's podcast of what you watched is Twister.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all have lots of time now.
Not really.
Yeah, to parent by ourselves and watch Twister.
Yes.
We'll get right
We'll
on
put
that.
it on our to-do list.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's go live our lives and enjoy the rest of our day.
Yes.
Thank you, good boys, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. It was fun.
And
You're welcome.
do you want to hit them with a classic cheers to that?
Oh, yeah.
Adios?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Cheers to that.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye.